So I'm here with Douglas Tait. He's Director of Telecommunications Product Marketing for Oracle. Douglas, thanks for joining us.
Delighted to be here.
We're here at the WebRTC Global Summit. Tell us a little bit about Oracle's WebRTC strategy.
Well, Oracle is all about platforms and solutions, and especially around the web space and communication space. So when you look at WebRTC, Web Real-Time Communications, it's very simply putting the web together with what goes on in communications. It's just a natural place for Oracle to be.
Right. So what are you actually, how much progress have you made in terms of your product suite and your solutions to date?
We've been working for close to 2 years with several of our customers, building out a solution for WebRTC around signaling and media. And fortunately, along that path, we acquired Acme Packets. They bring a great media solution. We've combined what we were doing already for 2 years with the Acme media solution and announced a product this past November called the Oracle Communications WebRTC Session Controller.
Okay, so you've got a commercial, robust product that's ready for market.
Good word, robust. Fully reliable, interoperable, and very secure.
Okay, so what do you see happening in 2014 in terms of the broader market?
I firmly believe we are sitting in what Jeffrey Moore calls the chasm in that disruption curve. We see a lot of hype, a lot of excitement, but the number of deployments is pretty small. We're trying to address those issues that get us out of the chasm and move us up the curve so we see a lot more deployments that are out there. Around all those issues, just like I said, around security, interoperability, and reliability. If we can solve those issues, we're going to move off the chasm and we'll see a lot more deployments in the industry.
Okay, and who's likely to adopt WebRTC first and why?
I think we've been working with a lot of carriers and service providers, and they want to make sure that they are ready to deploy for their customers. But I think the first deployments you will see will be with enterprises, call centers. It's very easy for them to control their network and what goes on within their network. And so just the fact that they can control it means they can bring WebRTC services to the market a lot faster.
And Douglas, final question. How would you describe the mood here at the event? Do you think people are bullish about WebRTC?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's very exciting to see. We have a high level of partners, service providers, vendors. We're seeing a real good ecosystem here at work. And the mix in the minds, a lot of great ideas coming to the table. So I think, I don't know if we want to say the hype is getting higher, but also I think we're going to see a lot more products coming out, and it's moving forward quite nicely. So I may be a real estate agent that comes to work one day and I want to log into my site. So I point my browser to my real estate agent site, and here I am. I could add houses, I could delete houses, add listings, change numbers, and at one point in time, a buyer may call me to buy a house. So if that's the case, he'll hit the buy button, we'll see that go through the network, and we'll see my phone ringing. Now my phone is ringing. I want to answer through WebRTC and establish a video audio call. So here we have me, and there's my real estate agent, Stefano. Stefano, how are you?
I'm fine. What about you? Everything's okay?
Everything's okay. I have a listing for you here. What do you think about this house right here?
Sounds like a good house, but what about a house in this area?
So if you see, I didn't change it. Stefano's changed it on his end, and he's given us another house. That looks great. I'm going to add it to your wish list. So I add it here, and he sees the same thing over there.
Let me talk with my wife.
So Stefan wants to take it to his wife, which he wants to move the session that's on his laptop to the pad here, in which case he points the pad to the site and he logs in as the same user. Since he's logged in as the same user, the program recognizes that and said, did you want to hand off from your PC to here? Say, sure. So now we're going to take everything that is on his PC that he was seeing and bring it over to here. So now you can see we have what's going on this camera, and we have what's going on here. There I am. And now I can do the same thing. I move the map. I add a house. I can resynchronize, and the agent sees what I see. But typical of my wife, or typical of anyone in my family, I may accidentally hit the refresh button. Now, in a normal SIP call, that would terminate the call. But since we can rehydrate here and we keep the session alive, we have a very reliable, interoperable system. We can just reconnect the device to the existing session. Stefano's resyncing for me, and now I see the exact same things I saw before.
So Douglas, how do you achieve interoperability and reliability?
Very interesting. I'm glad you asked. There's a technique that's defined in the WebRTC JSON specification called rehydration, a fancy word that basically means reconnect. When a socket goes away or disappears, I can reconnect that socket to an existing session. So that's what we're doing. You keep the session alive underneath and reconnect a device or another browser into the same session. That's what's known as rehydration.
And is it fairly instantaneous from the user's perspective?
That depends on how well you write the application, but fast enough where user is happy, as I want to say, internet speed, like refreshing a browser.
Thanks, Douglas.
Sure.